Welcome back to the JP Transport YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you telling a friend. Today's going to be kind of an update video about what I've been up to and things like that. I'm still doing the furniture moves, and but I've kind of changed where I'm taking it. There for a long time, I've been going to South Texas, mainly California, a couple times a year. But here lately, last 2 months, I've been going up to Michigan a lot. And it's worked out really good for me. I needed some extra home time, and started looking at these Michigan loads, and they've just worked out perfect for me. And in the last 3 weeks, I've got a good backhaul that's going close to my house. Picks up and delivers same day, right back to the house. So yeah, do yourself a favor if you see the same this one. It doesn't happen like this all the time, but what happened was I got this load 1 week, and then the week after that, I saw the same load posted. I called on it quickly, said, "Hey, who I was. I ran that load for you last week, and then this is what you want to. This is what you want to hear from people." He said, "Do you run that lane often?" I was like, "Yeah, I have been lately," and he said, "Well, we got one of these every day," and he gave me a cell phone number. So now today, I text him and I said, "Hey, this is John with JP Transport. You got to have one of those loads for tomorrow." He said, "Give me just a second." Text me right back, said, "Yep, we got you booked on it tomorrow." And I mean, no hassle about money. I mean, when you've got your outbound covered and your backhauls covered, I mean, you're what's known as tall cotton. But anyway, so man, when you can build those relationships with brokers, it makes your life so much easier when you're not fighting trying to get backhauls back home. So how long this will last, who knows, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. So this is a reminder to people to track your numbers in some way. Have some kind of an accounting program, because I'm not going to tell you what my numbers are, but because I'm running a lot shorter miles, of course, the shorter miles you run, the more it should pay per mile. And so during April, I kept on just running these loads. I planned on doing a couple of them, and then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to run these solid for a month and just see what my numbers are, because I don't care what the gross is. I care what my net money is. And so I was like, I want to see, because my gross revenue per mile was a lot higher than going to Texas, a lot higher. And so I was like, you know what? I just want to see what it is. I'm going to run these for a month solid and see what it turns out to be. So if you don't have an accounting program, if you don't have some way to track your numbers, and I would recommend something that breaks it down into cost per mile, because of course we're in the trucking industry and everything's miles. So I say that because if I didn't have something like that, I wouldn't know what's going on. I heard this one time, I think they were talking about a beef, a cattle thing. The lady said you can't manage what you can't measure. So that's the same way for any business. So I'm running a lot shorter miles, but they're paying a lot more per mile. So the month of April, I only ran 5,261 miles. Basically something like a little over 1,300 miles per week. But I had 7 pickups in the month of April, but I had 60 deliveries. So those doors were swinging a lot. Basically, my furniture was about 15 stops a week, average, something like that, pretty much. So I did a lot of door swinging during April, a lot of steps back and forth this truck, but that's good for you. So I thought I'd give you a little update on what my fuel mileage has been for my 30, 60, 90, and the lifetime of the truck. Let me think here right off the top of my head. I think I put, what have I put? 135, 136,000 miles on this truck, something like that. So my 30-day average is 10.8 at 29 cents per mile. My 60 is 10.4 at 30 cents a mile. My 90-day average is 10.3 at 30 cents a mile, and my lifetime average is 10.4 at 32 cents a mile. And if it's the first time tuning into the channel, the specs on this truck are nothing special. It really isn't. This is a 2019 Cascadia that a lot of people would consider an antique now. I mean, so it's a 2019, but they started running in 18. So we're going on, what is that, 6-7 years old, somewhere in there. It's got, I think, 600. I think it just rolled over 667,000 miles and change, something like that. But the specs on this truck, as I mentioned, it's a 2019 Cascadia. Let's start with the engine. It's 455 horse. I think it's 1750 torque. It's got a direct drive automated 12-speed. What's the other? It's got a 241 rear end. I'm running wide single Michelins. But the main thing is, and I'm going to do a little video on this, the trailer I'm pulling today is I've got really arrowed out. That really helps. But anyway, that's a video for another day. So I was pleasantly surprised, but at the same time I wasn't surprised because, of course, I knew I wasn't spending much on fuel, because that's the other good thing about running, 1,300 miles a week. I'm only having to put fuel in the truck one time a week, so that's nice. My wear and tear is obviously down because my miles are down. And what I really care about, I could care less about what we call the top line number. Top line number is your gross, your middle number is your expenses, and your bottom line number is your net. Net profit is what we care about. At least I do. Who cares what you're grossing? The bottom line is what matters. And so I was very, very happy with what I saw. I was so happy with it. It's going to be a fight to get me to go back to Texas. Now, I probably will, because it's not as good, but man, oh man, I've got a lot more life running these shorter miles than I do going to Texas, and I'm gone for, bare minimum 5 days, sometimes 6. If I go to California, I'm gone 12 days. With these, I'm out and back in 3 days. Like this one, today's Thursday. I didn't have to leave my house. I went to a school in Indianapolis, which was a mud hole. It was new construction, so that you kind of get that sometimes. Not a whole lot, but they wanted it up there at noon, right after their lunch. So I think I left my house about 9:30 in the morning. I left my house at 9. I went over to the factory. I picked up my trailer. By the time I did my pre-trip and all that, it was about 9:30. I got up there just before noon, unloaded, and then I had my stops up in Michigan. So I left Monday. I left Wednesday. I'll be home Friday, and for decent money. And if we're getting real good fuel mileage, I'm just over 11 miles a gallon for this tank. So I'm really enjoying this. Now, I'm not coming up here during the winter. I'm not afraid to drive in the snow. I don't want my equipment rotted away, because you see a lot of cars up here, there's nothing left of them. I mean, they're complete rust buckets. So anymore, at this stage and at my age, I don't really want to work that much in the wintertime anymore, and I'm a snowbird. If I do, I want to go south. I always say old dad's seen enough of Wyoming. I've went over all that stuff in the wintertime. I used to haul farm equipment to New York State. I used to haul to Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania in the dead of winter. And so, you know what the old saying is, do what others won't and you'll never look for work. Well, that's true. If you want to haul farm equipment in the middle of winter going up to New York, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. People aren't going to be fighting you to do that, but it always kept me busy. So I've seen enough of it. But anyway, this was just a quick update video. Things are good. I hope things are going well with your business, and we will see you on the next video. Talk to you later.